today I am doing something that I love the most in the world. I am doing the One Direction book tag. So the thing is, there's already a One Direction book tag out there, but I don't particularly like the songs that she picked for the tag, so I'm picking my own songs and I'm putting my own questions in it. So I'll link her video, the original video, down below, so you can go check that one out because it's her video, I guess, but I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But go check hers out, and this is my version of the One Direction book tag. It's like a new updated version because she did it without the new One Direction songs from their 4 CD, and mine has them in, some of them. So I'm just gonna, you know, jump right into it. Best song ever. You have to pick your favorite book of all time. Now this is pretty much impossible because we love so many books that we can't just pick one that's our favorite. So I'm gonna go a little loophole-y on this thing. I'm gonna pick 2 books, one contemporary and one fantasy book. For the contemporary book, I'm picking Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. You've heard me rave about this book so many times because it is just so cute and just so good. So this is definitely my favorite contemporary of all time, and my favorite fantasy book of all time currently is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Oh, this is good. This is some good stuff. And it's just epic. And I love Selena and I love Dorian, and I want them to be together in the next book. Come on, Queen of Shadows, give us Dorian and Selena. Give us Solorian, please. Hashtag Solorian for the win. So these 2 are probably my favorite books of all time. Ha! For Diana, you have to pick a book with your favorite ship in it. For me, it'll have to be Jessa. Jem and Tessa together. I know, everybody ships Wessa. I don't know why, because Jessa is so much better. They make so much more sense. Will pisses me off, so Jessa all the way, through and through. Jessa has my heart forever. That's why Jem is my baby. For one thing, which, by the way, is my favorite One Direction song of all time, I have to pick a book that I couldn't wait to get my hands on. For me, it'll have to be Insurgent because the second that I finished Divergent over a year ago now, oh my god, I had discovered this world and I didn't have enough of it from Divergent, so I was so excited to read Insurgent, and let me just say, this series made me fall in love with reading all over again. I got it for my birthday, which was like a week after I finished Divergent, and it was so good! This time I'm ready to run, escape from the city and follow the sun, 'cause I wanna be yours, 'cause I wanna be mine, I don't wanna get lost in the dark of the night. For Ready to Run, I have to pick a book that I run to when I feel down. For this one, it'll have to be any Stephanie Perkins books. They're all just so good, and if you don't pick these up when you're down, I don't know what you choose, because there's nothing happier than a Stephanie Perkins book. They're all so happy, and you want to be them because they're so happy all the time. But Anna is definitely the happiest of them all, but oh, they're just so good, and they pick you right up. They pick you up off the ground. Only half a blue sky, kinda there but not quite. I'm walking around with
just want you. I'm half a heart without you.
For half a heart, I have to pick a book that I would die if I lost it. For me, it has to be Divergent, because this made me fall in love with reading, like I just said with Insurgent, but it did. It really did, and I absolutely love it. I can read it 1,000 times and never get bored with it, and I love Divergent so much. It's like one of my favorite books of all time.
It's been so long, it's been so long. Maybe you were fireproof. 'Cause nobody says me, baby, the way you do.
For Fireproof, I have to pick a book that is just a feel-good book. You read it and you just feel so good inside because it's, you know, it just makes you feel so good, and that's how Fireproof makes me feel. If you've never listened to Fireproof, go listen to it. I don't know, there's this feeling coming out of the song. It's just so good. It's like a hippie song. I'm going to pick Eleanor and Park for this one. I know it's kind of sad, but it just feels good when you're reading it because the characters are so cute and so sweet and they're so innocent and everything about it is just so nice, except for Eleanor's stepdad, because he's a douche, but the rest of the story is just so nice and feels so good when you read it, and you just don't want to stop reading it because it's just so good.
All I could do is say that these arms were made for holding you. Oh, and I wanna love like you made me feel when we were 18.
For 18, I have to pick the first book that I fell in love with. It has to be The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. The first book is called The Alchemist. I read this all the way back in like 2008 or 2009, and I absolutely loved it. It's full of magic and mystery, well, not really mystery, magic and really cool characters from history, and they all come into play in this series of 6 books, and this series, or this book, just really sparked the love of reading for me, and I just really flourished from there. So The Alchemist is my first love.
I'm sorry if I say I need you, but I don't care, I'm not scared of love. 'Cause when I'm not with you, I'm weaker. Is that so wrong? Is it so wrong that you make me strong?
For strong, I have to pick a character or characters that are better when they're with each other. So they make each other stronger by being together. I'm gonna pick the trio of the Harry Potter gang. Harry, Hermione, and Ron. And they're all on the back of this book right here. That's so cool. So I can actually show you guys my trio of people who make each other stronger. Because you got Hermione, that's the brains. Harry, that's the doer. And Ron is the scaredy cat, I guess. I'm sorry, Ron. So yeah, this trio makes each other stronger by being together. That's why they rule at saving the world over and over and over again in these books.
I can't contain this anymore. I'm all yours. I got no control, no control.
For No Control, I absolutely love this song, man. I have to pick a book that I couldn't put down. I could not put this book down. I read it while I was eating, while I wasn't eating, while I was not sleeping, and it was just so good. And if you haven't picked it up yet, you really, really should, because it was just so freaking good. And Colleen Hoover is so good at writing these kinds of stories, and you gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up, please.
Let's have another toast to the girl almighty. Let's pray we stay young, stay made of lightning.
And the last song, Girl Almighty, I have to pick a kick-ass female protagonist. I'm gonna go old school with this and pick Katniss Everdeen. We haven't talked about Katniss in a while. This series, like the books, are like fading, but the movies are thriving. But we haven't talked about Katniss for a really long time. I haven't heard her name in quite a while on BookTube. Everybody's talking about Selena and Cinder, and who else are we talking about? We're talking about Colleen Hoover, but we kind of forgot about Katniss. And Katniss is pretty kick-ass. I mean, she practically saved Panem all on her own by being a rebel. But I don't care, I'm not scared of love. So there you go, that was my version of the One Direction book tag. Those are pretty much like my favorite songs of One Direction ever. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I did the 5 Sauce book tag, which is exactly like this, except it's with 5 Seconds of Summer with their songs instead of One Direction songs. So I will link that video down below as well. And let me know if you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe. And let me know which song from One Direction is your favorite. I know it's hard to pick, guys, but you gotta do it. Mine is One Thing. I've said it. I love it. I preach. I will never stop loving that song. It's like the first song that I've heard from One Direction that was like, whoa, I like this. I like this a lot. And that song just really made me like them, and it got me hooked on 1D. So now I got the Direction infection. They don't like it when people call it that.
I don't care.